How often have you been in rehearsal and heard weird sounds coming from the back of the room? And I'm not talking about the low brass. Just kidding, low brass jokes. Anyway, I'm talking about the sounds coming from the timpani. They may be playing in the right place, but boy, those pitches aren't in the right place. You ask them and they say, but the gauges say I have a B flat and an E flat. You ask them to fix it, and with a horrified look of terror on their innocent puppy dog faces, they take the walk of shame over to the bell kit and loudly bang out a B flat and an E flat. What if that wasn't necessary? What if they could soundlessly tune the timpani with great care for intonation that matched the rest of the band? On today's podcast, I'm going to share with you my method for tuning timpani and also some tips that may help improve your students' ear training with this instrument. Having a good set of ears is a must for this instrument, whereas playing the marimba, vibraphone, or any other fixed-pitch percussion instrument doesn't force a player to really think about their intonation. For timpani players, this is a must, since they can adjust their pitch relative to the ensemble's intonation. I'm a huge proponent of singing or humming. The sooner you can convince your timpani student to take singing and ear training seriously, the better. The most common intervals for timpani tend to be the perfect ones, because the timpani is a perfect instrument. Okay, maybe that's too far, but I would start with how to hear and sing fourths, fifths, and octaves. One great way to get started is to identify little melodies that go with each interval. Let's take a fourth. Here Comes the Bride works really great. For a fifth, we could do Star Wars. We could do E.T. We could do Jurassic Park. Okay, so virtually any John Williams melody that isn't Jaws. Somewhere Over the Rainbow works really great for octaves. Hopefully your students have a couple of scales for mallet studies in their back pocket. If not, I would start with C major, since it's not difficult to remember what it looks like on a mallet instrument or at a piano. So let's start there. The pitches that I need to focus on are C, F, and G. I would start by simply playing each interval, starting with the root and then the top pitch. This works even better if you can use an instrument capable of sustain like a piano or a vibraphone. Let the interval resonate in your ear. Relate it to those melodies we talked about, or even better, begin to relate it to solfege syllables. Now, I approach learning to internalize these intervals using a three-step process. Let's say I create the following musical line out of only fourths, fifths, and octaves. Using solfege, I will sing this line in an octave that's comfortable for my voice. If I need to use falsetto, I will. At a slow tempo, I will sing and play the line, making sure that I'm hearing my voice match the pitch of the keyboard. Next, I'm going to sing these intervals against a tonic drone. I'm listening for the sound waves to flatline, meaning no beats in the sound, just like when I was singing the first time. Finally, I will sing the intervals without any assistance from the keyboard, other than to give me the first pitch and to check my last pitch. Do, fa, do, so, do, do, do. Now let's get back over here to the timpani. It's a good idea to have your students memorize the pitch ranges of each one of the drums. It will save a lot of grief if they aren't hunting for a pitch that really doesn't belong on that drum. While each drum can usually get a larger range than what I've listed, I find this to be a helpful starting point when deciding where to put what pitch. Unless for a special reason, I tend to place pitches in the middle to high range of each drum if possible. I find that it's usually a much clearer pitch, and the tighter drum head allows for better rhythmic clarity. Let's say I have a B flat and an E flat. I would put those pitches on the 29 and the 26-inch drum, rather than on the 26 and the 23-inch drums, even though it is possible to get those pitches on the smaller drums. I would recommend having your student purchase a tuning fork. I own both an A and a C. This is a great tool that provides a reference pitch that is nearly inaudible for anyone else, and also provides a pitch with a very pure fundamental, rather than a pitch pipe that sounds like a harmonica. Now let's say I have an A and an E in my part. I'm first going to decide to place the A on the 29-inch drum and the E on the 26-inch drums, since they are in the middle to high of each drum's range, and they are right next to each other. I'm going to tune the A first. I'll listen to the reference pitch and either hum it to myself, or even better, audiate it, meaning to hear it in my head. Starting so that the pedal is in its lowest position, I will lightly flick the head and gliss up to the pitch. Since I know that the A is in the middle of the range, I'm not going to waste time trying to find it in the bottom part of the range. Glissing up is also essential since it will keep the head in tune much better than going the other way. Humming or audiating the E, a perfect fifth in this case, I will repeat the procedure on the 26. A great way to check is to play the drums together. Just like with the keyboard, you're listening for no beads in the sound. You want to adjust until the drums resonate to their fullest potential. Though it takes a little bit of practice, it's worth the effort and will dramatically improve the quality of sound coming from your timpanist.